What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a full end of the year review on the NK300. I did a review earlier this year, but I hadn't had it much. Basically all I did was gave y'all some speeds and battery consumptions, range, all that good stuff. But this time we're going to go into the good, bad, the ugly, show you how I have it rigged up, kind of how I've settled on it, and hopefully give y'all some information that you can use to make good decisions on purchases, and also maybe some mods that you want to make or how you want to set it up. But before we get into the review, I'm going to get into showing you how I have it set up. So we'll get into that right to start with. All right, so basically I've got it set up on the Tim Percy plate. I'm using the Newport plate that comes with it. I've got the foot control steering rigged up here. If you want to check that out, I do have a video on my install on the foot control steering. Got a ginormous battery box that holds my 36-volt battery, all my tackle, screen batteries, everything you could possibly want fits inside this box. I'm not opening it right now because it's a secret. I've just got a hole cut out where I can hook it up. I do have my throttle up here. It's hooked up to like just a standard graph mount on the H rail, and then I've got the wire just kind of tucked back in here, and then I've got it wrapped up on my last rod holder. And what that allows me to do is, it's got a little connection right here. I can unscrew that, wind it up there, leave it attached to the kayak, and it's one less thing for me to have to drag around and worry about. I've got the I don't bother with the lock for reverse. I don't need to use that a whole lot. I do have the 360 on my Hobie, so that doesn't really affect me much. I've got my tilt set up here. I've got a little pulley coming through here. Got it running through my rod holder eye, and it just sits here. And then what I've done with this is I've got it set up where you've got trim for like half tilt. So if you get in some shallow water, you just need to tilt it up a little bit. Or if you pull it all the way up, that's full tilt, gets it out of the way for you can fish. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, and you can tell me, like, is this just a me problem or is this an everybody problem? But what I've noticed with the NK is the weight, that it's so heavy in the front end on the nose that when you pull it all the way up, it has a tendency to kind of fall over, and then it ends up bending the little bar, the tilt bar on it. As you can see here, like, it wants to go like this all the time instead of staying straight. Now, I have fixed that on accident. I was at Gunnersville in some grass, and I kept having to pull it up, let it down, pull it up, let it down, torquing it with the motor, and I finally broke my little plate right here. I guess we're kind of technically into the review now. But so I broke the plate, and what I ended up doing is I took my little plate here and I put it on the front side of it, and I wrapped it with wire, and then I just threw some tape on it so it didn't look quite as bad. It's still a little janky, but it works. It actually works better now than it did before, because the plate was sitting here, and when you tilted it up, it wanted to roll over, because where this thing was hooked to, it wanted to go to the bottom side. So what I've done to fix that is I actually put an eye bolt right here on the bottom, so now it's pulling from the bottom of the motor instead of the top of the motor. What that keeps it from doing, it doesn't tilt over anymore, and I actually, personally, I like it better that way. Although that's probably not how they have it designed, and probably would prefer people to not be breaking their stuff and then just taping it back together. They have a great warranty. I mean, all I've got to do is probably send them an email, and they'd probably send me a new triangle. That's not an issue. I just haven't done it yet. It is just a plastic triangle, but I mean, so is it on everything else. They do make upgrades for the Torqeedo. I don't know if that Torqeedo one that is made fits this. I haven't tried. I don't know if the shaft sizes are the same. But other than that, you know, as far as range on this thing, this motor's been really good for me. You know, I can run, if I cut back to about 4.5 miles an hour, I can easily get 20 miles out of my 60 amp hour battery. So for a day on the water, I mean, like, I can cover more water than I want to spend running around. I mean, there's 4 hours of just straight running. Top speed on this is about 6.1, 6.2. It's not terrible, but I mean, these Hobies aren't made for speed, they're made for fishing. They got a lot of good, you know, the balance is great on them. But 6.2 is not bad. I can still outrun most people with this motor. But I guess that's it. That pretty much sums up our review. I hope you got some information out of this. I hope that my little janky improvement here gives you some ideas if you have a little breakdown or whatever. But this does actually make it work a lot better as far as pulling it down and trimming it and stuff. I like it better. That way it's not leaned over a little bit when I'm trying to, you know, run through some shallow stuff. It's straight. I get all the torque that I need out of it. This giant prop, let me tell you, like, between this and the 180 prop is like literally like this big. Now I will tell you, the 180 prop is a little bit more weedless than this prop. If I put the weed cutter on the front of it with the rock guard, would probably solve some of that. But the torque on this thing is incredible. I mean, I can be running 10% and be running like 2 miles an hour. So I mean, if you want to go to low speeds, it will last forever. But other than that, that's about it. If you want some information on this really cool kayak crate, I'm about to do a full build DIY on it. I'm not going to be using the Yak crate components this time. I order all generic stuff so that you'll be able to just order it on Amazon. It'll be a little cheaper that way, I think. But stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. That's upcoming real soon. And then we got a lot of cool fishing content coming up. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I hope you enjoy them. Make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know if that tilt thing is a problem for everybody or if it's just me. I mean, maybe it's just me, but you know, I have seen a couple people that have had that issue with it tilting over. But that little deal there definitely fixes it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some good information. We'll catch you later.